Good afternoon. Good afternoon. BBLOTT Podcast Studio is in the building. Your host, Montana. Whoop, whoop.
And your co-host, Vern Tyus.
All right, so today we're going to talk about a lot of things as far as business structure, business development is concerned. If you're trying to get your business on the right path and you just have no knowledge or you a beginner in the system, as far as getting that business together, we have a class starting on September the 15th from 1:30 to 4:30. That's a Sunday at the BBLOTT office at 503 East 200th Street. We're in Suite 103. And then again, it's Sunday, 1:30 to 4:30. So in that class, you'll be learning how to structure your business correctly, how to develop it. We're going to give information about nonprofit structuring and for-profit structuring, marketing, developing, things of that nature to get that business up. So you'll have a lot of knowledge when you come to this program. When you leave out, you'll have everything that you need to start your business and get it up and going. Announcements is Ms. Doris' class. If you're trying to do group home training, she will be back on, so she just had a class on Saturday, the Saturday that just passed. She'll be back on the 21st. Her classes are on Saturdays from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. So if you want to register for that class, call me at 216-978-0386, 216-978-0386. Also, again, our classes for the business structuring, business development is Sunday, September, I think it's 15th. So give me 1 second. Let me look it up. Should have had it ready, but I didn't. Come on, computer. Sunday, September 15th from 1:30 to 4:30. So it will be every week for 6 consecutive weeks. So if you want some information on that, give me a call on that number as well, 216-978-0386. Also, tonight, the Golden Shades of Ebony will be at the Faith and Mental Health Summit September 12th. Starts at 6 p.m.
Today's 11th.
Today's 11th?
Yeah.
Dang, I can't see. Let me put these glasses on. Thank you for helping me out. That's why you got to have a co-host to help you out on this. So September the 12th, that's tomorrow, from 6 p.m. The address is going to be at, let me pull it up again, the Greater Works Church of God in Christ, 14805 St. Clair Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44110. The speakers are going to be, again, Marquise Johnson, Dr. Theodore Jen Sr., Kyle Early, Reverend Dr. Tony Meyer, and Billy Gilliam are the keynote speakers for this event. And this is being hosted by Pastor Terrell Reddix. So shout out to Pastor out there. And the founder of Are You Ready? I'm sorry, I'll keep saying the same thing. Are You Ready? Why Are You Angry? LLC is Danny Baldwin, founder of Why Are You Ready? Dang, I keep saying it.
Why are you angry? Are you ready?
Why are you angry? I must be angry about something because I ain't ready.
No, you ready.
All right, so other than
With that said, shout out to the Always Ready 15.
All right, shout out to you guys. Woo-tee-woo. Shout out to the Golden Shades. If you looking at me right now, and I'm messing up. This is how it's supposed to be. This is we already rehearsed this, so we already got our cues on what we're supposed to be doing, just to give that entertainment piece out there. All right.
One more shout out to my best friend, one of my best friends, Demetrius Evans. Happy birthday.
Oh,
today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Enjoy yourself, my man. I know you're probably working on your birthday, but enjoy it anyway. All right. And how many other shout outs we got? I got one more.
Okay.
I sent you a song earlier. What's that song? It's a New Day.
It's a New Day.
Yeah, we got to play that for y'all. We're going to use that as our new theme song.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a New Day by Miss Rhonda Randy.
Okay.
Published, promoted, and distributed by Thunder Roar Records, which is one of our members.
Yeah.
I'm part owner of that, and what we do is we put out R&B music, gospel music, hip hop music, and pop. I'm pretty sure y'all going to like it. We got 1 million shares on this one, and it's a month new. All right, so Miss Rhonda Randy, shout out to you. Congratulations on your 1 million views.
Shout out, congratulations to you. So we were gonna be airing that next week.
Yep, next week.
All right, okay, cool, sounds good. All right, so today in business, we're going to be talking about business structure. We're going to have a few key points that Mr. Tice is going to be going over. And what we talking about?
Let's talk about the perpetuity of a proper business structure.
Okay.
All right, the perpetuity of a proper business structure. And this is just so we can separate the entrepreneurs from the business owners.
Okay.
The way you put together any one of these entities is so they can last beyond you. Okay. There's a lot of situations and a lot of questions that we've been asked about the LLC. And if it's set up incorrectly, if a person passes away, then the LLC has to go through probate, or the LLC will be dissolved, and then someone else will have to take on the duties or the operations of a business, probably up under a different entity. It's just so many different ways that can turn. So the proper way to put a LLC, and this is not limited to just what I'm going to say, but one of the things that you're going to learn here is having the proper documents. An LLC takes operating agreements. It takes a few other documents to go along with that, but the other one that we like to teach is the corporate resolution, which is a small document that gives one person the authority to act on behalf of the entity, whether it's a corporation or LLC, in the third party.
Right.
So it creates that separation, but it also tells society that this organization is here to last, and I'm only operating in good faith of the business, doing proper business, okay? So that's how we have to design our organizations. We're a corporation that has bylaws, still with a corporate resolution and a few other documents to help substantiate that it is here to have perpetuity. So when you come to BBLOTT, you didn't come here just to develop a hustle. You didn't come here just to make some money. You came here to build something that's going to be larger than yourself, right? Something that's a little bit bigger than just being an entrepreneur. You just became a business owner. As we say, we building business leaders of tomorrow today, right?
Right.
So we build these things so you don't have the liabilities of something that's going to always be here. Hopefully it'll always be here if we do the right things.
So let me ask a question. So what do you say to the people that are putting these businesses together and say, well, shoot, I don't need this class. I can do it on my own. And then they structure the business according to, Secretary of State. They got the EIN. Boom, they up and running. And then they open up the bank account. Back in the day, banks asked for the operating agreement, but I've been hearing lately that they have not been asking for the operating agreement.
Well, you know how I feel about banks, so I'm not even worried about that. There's inconsistencies of the different financial institutions. So when I first opened up my LLC in the 90s and a corporation, they didn't ask me for a bylaw or operating agreement then, okay? Not even in the early 2000s, but just recently in pre-COVID, they started asking for these operating agreements and stuff like that, maybe compliance, they kind of barrel down on them and then say, look here, this is what y'all need to do.
Right.
But not every institution. So if they're not asking for it now, that don't mean you don't need to have it. I did, and you're right. I did have a member come in here and say that she opened up a couple of different accounts without the operating agreement, and that's cool. But you just don't need an operating agreement to open up a bank account. You need an operating agreement so you can operate accordingly. You need your bylaws to a corporation so you can operate and govern yourself accordingly.
Right.
So no, you need all your documents, not just for the bank's sake.
Right.
For your sake.
So basically, if you have a LLC or a nonprofit, you will need those bylaws for the nonprofit, and you will need the operating agreement for the LLC just to stay in compliance. If you don't understand those documents or anything, come here, get some coaching on what documents you need, how to bring your business up correctly, and then that way when you push forward in the future, because we don't know what's getting ready to happen with businesses and everybody getting audited and everything, just to come here and get trained the correct way. So you just have the educational knowledge to pursue and keep what you already developed as a business.
So, and another thing that I like to say about when we start talking about these entities, you never know what you need until it's tested. There's a lot of people out here that had these corporations or LLCs for years, 20 years, 25 years, and they've never been tested. I had a case last year where someone had a whole bunch of real estate, and they had a LLC and a corporation with the real estate in it, and that person wound up being incapacitated.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't have documents to say who takes over when you're not able to function right, now he eventually passed away, but if you don't have the proper documents to say how this business is going to run, who's next in charge, who's going to operate, and all of that stuff, then what you're doing, you just put everybody that depend on you, your family, the people that work for you, your business partners, you put them all at jeopardy because you don't have any documentation to substantiate what needs to happen the next day.
Right, that's very important too, because if something was to happen, then what do your family do? They don't have any instructions on if it does go to probate. How do I fight probate? Now I gotta get attorneys.
Not necessarily. It
Okay.
depends on how dicey it gets. So let's say, for instance, if it was a single member LLC or a solo person with a corporation. Okay, now that would have to go through probate, but you don't necessarily need an attorney. I always recommend people, if you got the funds, to get the attorney. But I've seen some instance where you just open up probate and there's nobody contesting your estate.
Okay.
But if you got a situation where you're a high functioning LLC or corporation, and you got different contracts out there with different people, and some people claim to be the owner or a partner with you, then your family, your spouse, your kids have to fight them in probate.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, I've seen this where people are not even legitimate partners fight something in probate as if it was theirs. So you got to watch out for those type of things too. So having the proper documents on the front end of the situation is better than trying to scrape up the documents at the back end.
Right. And also, you're pursuing this business venture. Don't give up on it. Keep at it. Just keep learning, keep developing it until, if you're working and then you got a 9 to 5 and you're like, okay, I don't have enough time to get the business together. Get some time to get the business together. Scrape out some time. Thoroughly research, manage, develop it, and stick to it. Like stick to it.
Yes, I use that.
Stick to it, because eventually your baby will be birthed. So if you keep on stick to it and just researching and studying and getting it together, your baby will be birthed, and then you can pursue getting past the beginning stages of a business and pursuing, now my business is up and my baby crying, so my business is up and running. Now I got to feed this baby, so I got to go get some resources to make sure this baby is up and stay running. All right.
Absolutely. Now, a little word to some of the members, because we got a lot of members lined up for the next class now. Not only do we have a lot of members lined up for the next class, we got old members coming back.
We got members that's doing private coaching. So if you are looking to do private coaching, definitely give us a call here.
Okay. And we got a lot of people taking notes. And I just want to remind those that are out there in BBLOTT land and the ones that are approaching BBLOTT, that when you start this journey, it's not about just taking notes and learning and collecting information. The way this platform has been designed is that you come in, as we do a class, we do a little bit of homework and we do a little bit of real life activity, right? Actually getting your business together, right? Whether it's your personal finance, your business finance, or even your retirement plan inside your business, or just getting your governance together inside the business. So when we say that is, we need you to work as we take a class, not take 2 classes, 3 classes, learn it, and just tuck it away, right? I was watching a video, and I want to speak to my advisors that work with me as well. When I say this, I was watching a video, and it's the same video I've been watching for the last 10 years. Not only do you learn by hearing and listening, but you also learn by repetition. Some of the organizations that I belong to, you learn some of their information because you're drilling. Drilling means you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And sometimes we get bored with doing the same thing over and over again, but you can't get bored with something that you're not proficient at.
Right.
If you like it and it's going to make you money, do it enough times where it becomes second nature. That way you could be the best at it. So what people like to say, knowledge is power, right?
Right.
Okay. Let's contest that a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Knowledge is only power, right, when you can retain it and benefit from that information.
Okay.
If you don't use it, you lose it. That's what I was always taught, right? If you don't use
Correct,
the knowledge.
correct.
So you just can't be around a lot of smart people and just pick up and do what they do. You have to practice what
Yeah.
they do if that's what you want to do.
And sometimes practicing can lead you a lot of knots upside your head if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Just trying to copy somebody's style or trying to be this person because you admire them and try to do what they do and not knowing what it took for them to get toward the place that they're at, you can get some knots upside your head.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that right there, we're going to call that constant repetition.
Okay.
Constant repetition. That is when you learn a skill where you can make some money and you got all this knowledge about it. Don't try to do everything you learned. Simplify that thing and create a system out of it that you can repeat every day.
Right.
Every day. Add the right gears and levers into your practice and do it every day. You know, like as soon as we started BBLOTT in 2017, we wound up getting a lot of people that always want to do something new.
Yeah.
They start one thing in 90 days, then the next 90 days they doing something different.
Yeah.
And then something different, and then something different. And they never even created any momentum on the first idea.
Right. We get that. We still get that.
Still get
We
it.
still get that.
Right. You got to have what Montana says, some stick-to-itness.
Yeah.
All right, stick-to-itness, which means that you have an idea, you created your 90-day action plan, and you're going to, after 90 days, that don't mean do something totally different. That means revamp or critique or go in and strengthen the first idea and see if you can do that better the next 90 days.
Right. So get it up and going, pretty much.
Sometimes we get people that just want to do what other people do.
Yeah, we got a lot of that too.
Right.
She got something, I want to do the same thing she doing. So do you have that passion to do the same thing she doing? Do you have that go-gettedness to do it? Do you have the ability to stay up middle of the nights, making sure when your baby crying, you holding the baby and comforting it and coming up with strategies to get your business on a higher level?
Yeah, it's too many times we want to do what other people want to do.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It's not. It look good. Like
It look good.
It look good.
Somebody else look good doing that, not you.
Right.
Right? And back to that repetition thing, the thought, it just came to me that when you work the job, and most people do, we have, our unemployment rate is not that crazy right now, but when you work a job, they train you to do the same thing over and over and over again. Over and over and over again.
Right.
So when you become a business owner, you created yourself a job.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to treat yourself like you the boss. And you telling yourself as the employee, you have to do this over and over and over again. Right?
Yep.
Can you see yourself going to your job, telling your boss you forgot how to do something that you've been doing over and over and over again?
Okay.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be crazy. Definitely crazy. I had a young lady call me and she said that, Montana, I don't want to do, stuff in my business. I just want to be CEO and I just want to look good and shake people's hands. Her friend was like, no, you need to learn the business, and the hard part is learning it to keep it developed, structured the right way. She said you need to learn this and get in here and learn the paperwork and everything. You cannot just be the CEO and just shaking people's hands and hire people to do things for the business. You learn that at a later date, hiring people to do things for the business, but you need to learn your business. So if anything go bad and your employees leave you, you can probably run it by yourself until it get back up and going again. Because if you don't have a lot of knowledge about your business or your baby or spending time with your business, then how can you pretty much be that level and be successful?
Yeah. And then the other thing, what is one of the resistance to creating this repetition is that a lot of us are very good at what we do. That's the reason why you got into business. So if you were a person that was getting into financial planning, then you was good at analyzing things and problem solving. And if you were somebody that was a contractor, then your mechanical skills with putting hammers to nails was pretty good, and how to see things develop using artisan trade. But what happens to us when people see that talent is they try to take us in a different direction. So that resistance of being repetitive to your benefit could be somebody else seeing that you was good and try to steer you into something, and that happens a lot too. So I really want to charge the members here, avoid somebody taking you out your lane. Stay in your lane. Avoid somebody taking you from what you do cutting down your momentum and what you do best and putting you somewhere else in the pocket to where you can operate for them a certain kind of way. We see that a lot.
Yeah.
So try to do that. So I guess the word for that right now is keep learning through repetition and stick to your momentum.
Okay, great. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything sounds good to you right about now.
That sounds real good. You dishing out some good stuff.
I mean, but think about it.
You're not catching it.
How many people tries to be you? I mean,
Oh,
I didn't see
my
a lot of
goodness.
people leave and go and try to do. I had a young lady that called me and said, "Hey, I need you to come back. I need you to help me or explain something about this 501c3 and the bylaws and the minutes and all of that stuff." I said, "Hold on, that's not my lane. That's not what I do." I said, "That's what Montana helps you with." I said, "Why don't you go talk to Montana?" She was like, well, somebody else tried to help me and it didn't work. I'm like, well, who tried to help you? Somebody that came out of your class. See, everybody can't be Montana. If you came to class to be a mental health agent or to open up a mental health agency, then stick to that. Don't try to be a business coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're going to be messing people up. Mm-hmm. All right. So we don't want to have nobody else coming back talking about, I'll put together your infinite banking or your financial plan, you know, and it didn't work for that client, and then they come back and I got to straighten it out. Okay.
Right.
So stay in your lane, basically, and do the things that you ought to do repetitiously, and you would become proficient and probably the best there ever was in that situation.
Right. Definitely.
All right. Now, more updates. I know we got some more shout outs.
We got some more shout outs. Shout out to Shout out to
the podcast studio. Name that brother. He's doing an excellent job at engineering. Excellent job at engineering.
I want to say Lawrence. What's the last name?
The podcast studio.
You keep
All
saying
right.
podcast studio. So
Yep.
yeah, we have a wonderful engineer. If you are interested in having a podcast right here at BBLOTT Podcast Network, give me a call 216-978-0386 and come take a tour. We have a wonderful podcast studio. You can't see it from what we have right here, but we have two sections. We have the table section, and we also have the seat with the fireplace and flowers, and it looks very professional, very lovely to have a setting. If you don't want to deal with the editing and putting the podcast together, he does all that for you. So basically, he's a wonderful engineer that, you know, all you got to do is come, show up, look good, say what you got to say, and just keep it moving. He will handle the rest for you, and he's a big help to our network here at BBLOTT. So, because me and Vernon, we be busy, and we don't have time to be just like, okay, trying to figure stuff out. We just say, we want to do this, get it done, and he takes care of the rest. So if you're interested in having your podcast right here at the BBLOTT studio, give me a call, 216-978-0386.
All right. Now, one more thing. We talked about the life insurance licensing program.
Okay.
We have 2 people signed up already, and they both in North Carolina. So they'll be doing it portal. All right. So we do have it web-based as well. So those of you that are interested in signing up for the life insurance class, you can call BBLOTT at 216-978-0386.
386. So in that insurance piece, what would, let's say for instance I want to do insurance, what will I be learning? Can I get job placement immediately? Is it hard? Is the test hard? Is it, you know?
Well, we can't speak on the test because it's easy for some people and it's hard for others.
Okay.
Okay, but when we start talking about the insurance license, yes, there's job placement. We have positions open because I get a lot of recruiters that come to me and they want to be part of this program.
Okay.
So we talk more about life insurance and financial professionals, but it also opened up the gates of health insurance. So we do have the Medicare, Med Sups, and all of that situation that's happening now. This is the season for it. So if you want to make a lot of money to selling health insurance, you'll also be able to get the license for that and have job placement for that.
Yeah.
So whether it's a bank, we have the opportunities for banks, but with the banks, you need to get your insurance license and your investment license, which is also securities license, the Series 7.
Okay.
And if you just want to become a financial professional independently, we have job placements for that. So I'm not going to name drop any of the corporations. You just have to come through and they'll be here. All right, they're sponsoring this program.
Now, do you have it to where, let's say a person, because we have a lot of people that try to do on home, at home training. Is there a way they can come in and sit with you on a one-on-one basis to where you're kind of like teaching it to them so they can understand it a little bit better?
Well, that's the initial part right there. The initial part is that we will have the private coaching here.
Okay.
We are taking as much as 5 people at once on the private coaching. So you can come in here, and that class will be available for life and health. But those of you that are out of state, then there would be a web situation for you, whether it's Zoom or I forgot the other one, but mainly it's Zoom. And that would be a situation for you to get your life and health situation together and go ahead and take the state test.
Now, is there any information on the website on this teaching program?
Nope, not at all, unless you put it on there.
All right, I guess I gotta put it on there. All right, so basically, let's go over a recap of some classes. So if you're interested in coming and doing private coaching with BBLOTT, and basically when you come here to do the private coaching, me and Vernon will be sitting with you, coaching you in business training, business development. Now with that business training, you can bring as many people as you want to your training process. If you feel nervous or you want them to sit with you, or if you have questions about anything, that private coaching is phenomenal. We have a lot of people that's actually signing up this month with the private coaching. They don't pretty much want to sit in classroom setting. They like, nah, I got too much personal information that I want to ask you guys, and I want the private coaching. So if you are interested in private coaching, just come up here or give me a call, 216-978-0386. We are located at 503 East 200th Street. I'm in Suite 103, and we're in Euclid, Ohio. All right, so if you want to come to the class, say, hey, I can't do private coaching, I'd rather just do a classroom setting. That classroom setting is going to be September the 15th from 1:30 to 4:30. It is on a Sunday, and you're going to be there for 3 hours, once a week for 6 weeks, from 6 consecutive weeks. Also, if you're looking for group home training and you want to get a group home, you got real estate, you want to do group home training, or you are already in the group home field working for somebody else and you want to get your own established group home up, Ms. Doris will be here on Saturday, September 21st at 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 p.m. If you want to register for her program, also give me a call at the same number, 216-978-0386. Also, if you're trying to get your insurance license, you can do the online training or the one-on-one coaching training here at BBLOTT as well. And Vernon Tyus will get you together to get you set up for your insurance licenses and help you pass that test. Okay, and what else? We got any more?
That's it.
Announcements?
Nope.
Okay.
We're about out of time.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, we're about out of time. So y'all just remember, learning through constant repetition. All right, that was the word for the day. Learning through constant repetition. Do not let anyone stop your momentum when starting these businesses.
All right, until next week, BBLOTT Incorporated Podcast Studio will be back next week. Other than that, peace out.